guys, welcome back to the PX3 channel. My name's Shannon, I'm behind the camera. In front of me, we've got our new Treasure Cup champion, Jason Pan, who is playing Purple Luffy. Just before we get into the video, I would like to thank our sponsors really quickly. So Beyond Odyssey, Games and Hobby, who is a game shop in WA, check them out. We've got Eternal Magic, who can get all your single needs, so check them out online, as well as we've got Team Card Titan. Another thing before we get into the video, we are now doing coaching. So if you guys are interested in requesting a coach, please check us out on Facebook, send us a PM on there and we can sort you out. And I just want to say a big congratulations to you, Jason. I'm so happy for you. I was screaming when you got the win. How does it feel to be the Treasure Cup champion?
Thank you. Honestly, it doesn't feel, it hasn't kicked in yet. It hasn't set yet. But it's really great to go wake up so early and take it game by game and then finally just knowing you won.
Yeah, we've got to wake up before 7 over here in Perth for the tourney. We've got big time differences in Australia, so yeah, I think it's really nice when we sort of succeed. And you've been training so much, so big congratulations. I think all the work has paid off. Yeah, all of that trial and testing. So I just wanted to quickly ask you, why did we pick PCP? Because obviously there's a few other decks out there that are pretty good, like Sakazuki and that. PCP took up a bit more popularity. Why did you go for PCP for this tournament?
So personally, I chose PCP because I like playing aggro decks, and then PCP I felt like was a bit more consistent now than any other of the aggro decks, and then with some of the ratios I made, I can sort of adjust to different matchups. And also by just having such big bodies, it creates so much pressure for my opponents that they have to answer or kill me quickly or just go super defensive. So yeah, that pressure could then lead to misplays and just advantage for me. So that's why I picked PCP.
Yep. And I think if you don't know, Jason has done very well in Zoro before in the last Treasure Cup, so he topped that. And I think a lot of the skills that he has from pressuring properly with attacks that other people take for granted, I noticed Jason does really well. And so I think Purple Luffy is a really good deck for this tournament that he brings to the tournament. Could you quickly run us through your matchup? So sort of what decks did you verse? Did you feel like you got a bit lucky, or did you feel like you versed a good spread? Or
I felt like I versed a good spread of decks. I versed my first two Sakazukis, one Katakuri, two NLs, two Mirrors, and then one Red-Purple Luffy. Yeah.
Yeah. Were any of those, do you think, harder for you? Like they were sort of close?
I feel like Red-Purple Luffy, if I'm not wrong, is disadvantaged for PCP. Yep. Sakazuki was pretty 50-50, and everything else I would say is slightly favored for PCP.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Well, that sounds like a pretty good matchup spread. So it looks like you really did perform well across the board. Now let's get to what everyone's waiting for, the list. I really like the list. I think you've got a lot of neat choices in here. So did you want to run us through some of the cards you've got in here?
Yeah, sure. So just at the top layer, it's just your 2Ks and then your events, the defensive events. Mm-hmm. Personally, I think this Kefla was MVP. For one of my games. I was going first, and then I had honestly really bad hand. Drop this attack to cycle my hand, and then it forces a hit into this from my opponent. So that's one less card out of my hand I have to defend with.
It's interesting you say that, because I've not always liked Khalifa, but you know that hit into Khalifa actually is important because you're taking your own life. So I think sometimes taking away a big hit from your opponent might also be useful. So yeah, that's interesting.
Definitely. And then we just have your vanillas. So obviously the 4-page one, the 2 stretch man. And then the 3 Sundays, this is for going second to ramping up. You have Magellan, which also is good for going second. Really good in yellow and the mirror as well. I'll get onto this later. Then you see your 4 kids, 4 queens. You have your 4 polies, like regular. I did 3-1 with the Utah. Yep. The only time I really drop it is it's in my last turn that I pass. The turn before that I'm gonna end the game, I drop this. If my opponent has a few blockers, it forces them to swing with the blockers or somehow just swing more units. So just even if they remove it, they have to use Don to remove it. So it's good.
Yep.
And then one of my last minute changes were I was running 2 of the vanillas, but then in testing with my friend Choyang, he dropped double kid on me and I lost that game. So I thought it's really strong in the mirror.
Yep.
And also in green neutral, because they just go 5-5-5-5. If I can make my character 6, I think will help. And then the 3 Kaidos.
Yep, awesome. Is there anything in this list that you think you would change, or maybe any ratios you thought worked really well today, like in particular? Or...
I felt like the ratios for Sunday and Magellan were really good.
Yep.
Because sometimes when I needed to see, also I think maybe got a bit lucky that when I needed the Magellan, I saw the Magellan versus the Sunday.
Yep.
And then my 7 cost plays were good as well.
Yep. Yeah, I really like having one of each because I think you want to have at least 2 7 costs. I don't think you can run 2 of the kid. It's a bit greedy. So having the one means if you see it, you play that one over the other 7 and you'll have the counter. So I really like it as a one of, and I think it's still consistent because you've got the 2 7 drops. They're super close to what they are. Is there anything else you want to mention about the deck at all? Or
I feel like, the best part about Magellan is for the mirror and also in RP Luffy. So knowing, just not necessarily dropping whenever you can, but knowing when to drop the Magellan in the mirror is really important. So that helped me win my 2 or 3 mirrors.
Yep.
So that was really good. So I feel like the closest game was definitely the mirrors, because I feel like mirrors a little bit of a coin flip at times. So having that Magellan there to really ensure I had the advantage in the mirror was really good.
Yep. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Is there any shout outs or thank yous you'd like to give to anyone at all? Or?
Definitely shout out to Shannon behind the camera for helping me test and convincing me to stay on PCP the day before the tournament on Friday.
Yep.
And thank you, shout out to my boy Zal for testing Saka with me.
Yep.
Thank you to Kevin, Choyang, Brandon.
Yep.
Everyone from the PX3 team.
Yep.
And everyone in the Perth community.
Yeah. Awesome.
Really strong community here.
Yeah. Big up Perth. I'm so happy you got it. I'm so stoked. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, comment if you have any questions, or if there's anything you're curious about, or if you want to mention something about the video, just put down a comment. If you aren't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. Click the bell, give the video a like, all of that. And I just want to give a shout out to our sponsors again. So we've got Beyond Odyssey Games and Hobby, a game shop in WA. Check them out. We've got Eternal Magic, which you can get all of your One Piece singles. And then we've also got Team Card Titan. So check them all out. And once again, we are now offering coaching. So if you are interested, please check our Facebook profile out. Send us a message. We'd love to see you guys there. So thanks again for watching, guys.
Thanks.